Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a bonus video for you today. Walking on the golf course, and just amongst them, man. It's crazy out here because evictions are back. They're back with a vengeance right now, and there is a ton to cover on this. But before I get into it, please, as always, hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, share the video. And when you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you get notified of everything that we're releasing. Plus today we have a sponsor, Ageless Collagen, and we also have an email coming out next week, so you're going to want to join the email list, which is below. Now, during the health crisis, the evictions were put on hold, and we know that. We're going to start with Los Angeles. Los Angeles was insane. They basically held people up from evicting people, landlords, up until this year. Now, all bets are off. Now, one thing that they did with these people that didn't pay rent for 40 months, people did not pay rent. They broke it down and said, hey, you need to pay the first, 22 months of rent, and it's due August 1st. And guess what happened on August 1st? Oh, we need a reprieve. We need to work this out. We need to make a deal. And they didn't. And now, they're starting to foreclose and evict these people, okay? So one thing that you're seeing is the banks are fed up with mortgage lates. They're fed up with people not paying on rent, and they're going after people big time right now. Now, in Los Angeles, 40,000 evictions have been filed this year. It is crazy. You've got areas like Promenade Towers, which is in the Bunker Hill section, older section of town. People for their first half, for the first 20 months, 22 months, a lot of people owed $16,000 to $18,000 for their 1 and 2 bedroom places. So the rents were reasonable, but they just didn't pay the rent. So now they go to these people and they say, hey, listen, you owe us, $16,000, $18,000. You got 3 days, pay it, or we're gonna, file a full-blown eviction notice. And the people at Bunker Hill or at Promenade Towers, they went and had a burning party of the notices. They all got together and burned all the notices, and it's like, okay, well, this is a great protest, but it's not going to get you out of the legal side of this at all because you owe this money. And that's where the landlords are at. The landlords are furious. They've had enough. These people have had every deal in the world worked out. But man, oh man, in Los Angeles County, this is the granddaddy of everything because these people owe so much money. It is staggering how much money these people owe right now. And when you look at places like this and you see that rents, I mean, there's people that owe, $80,000 in rent right now. They owe $2,000 a month, and they're never going to be able to pay this back, never ever. But they're still living in the units. Instead of leaving and working it out and saying, hey, here's the keys, goodbye, these people are being defiant and saying, I just don't have it. I have no place to go. Now, rents in Los Angeles have gone through the roof. They're sky high. They haven't dropped off. There's no deals or anything like that. And people are paying top dollar right now for rents. So, flash forward to Nevada. Now you go to Nevada, and the crazy thing about this is that pre-pandemic, 2019, 3,921 evictions in Nevada, in Clark County. A lot, okay? But, not that many compared to 2022 when they lit the fuse again, and there was 5,528. So, crazy, lots of people getting evicted, and it's so many. And to go to 2023, this is the sign that the economy is completely upside down. Hey, remember, Vegas is back, guys. Vegas is back. They had record profits for gambling. They had more people show up there. People are borrowing money to live there, but the people that live there are dead broke. So the people in Vegas right now, in 2023, 7,700 evictions already in 2023. Guys, that's mind-boggling, okay? By the time we hit the end of the year, it'll be well over double 2019. So it's going to be back to the golden age of, 2009, 2010, 2011. Everybody talks about 2008. That was the day that everything, uh-oh, we got a problem. This is it. And from that point forward, it all went down. And real estate experts that know what's going on, interest rates went down, and so did home prices. So did home values right now. You know, in my last video, we talked about how, you know, you're seeing equities drop and you're seeing values drop and you're seeing people upside down again on houses. This is only the beginning of this right now because, you know, think about this. A lot of landlords went out and bought properties during this time and, you know, Airbnb things, and I'm going to, you know, get this, you know, things are going to go up 20% a year. I don't have to worry about anything. And you do have to worry about it because eventually, you know, the music stops with these people. And that's what nobody wants to look at, is that eventually everything collapses. Vegas is a perfect example of this. The real estate market is upside down, and you're seeing a problem with the evictions, and they are full force right now. It is incredible how cheap you can rent a house for in a nice neighborhood in Vegas. There's stuff that has gates too that I was shocked at for $2,000. You can get a real house, 3-4 bedroom house for $2,000. Press a guard gate, you know, and it'll open up and you can go and you know, a little bit of privacy. But people aren't paying those bills. The worst part is the landlords that are stuck. And that's the thing. People don't ask the questions when they go look at houses. What's the story with this house? Who owns it? What are you renting? People are usually so desperate. Oh God, please let me hear. Please, I promise you I'll pay. No, what's the story? Who owns this house? What's their story? You want to know that you're going to get service. You want to know that things are going to get fixed. And people don't want to ask those questions. Let's talk about our sponsor, Ageless Multi-Collagen. Think about this. When we're in our 20s, we have an abundance of a protein called collagen in our system. It helps with our skin health, our hair health, our nail health, you know, our joints, our gut health. It's really considered a wonder drug. As we get older, especially in our 50s, we basically have 20% of the collagen we did when we were 20. I've been taking this now for over 3 months. It's called Ageless Multi-Collagen. It's from the good people at BioTrust. They set up a website for my audience, healthwithdan.com, and it has been gangbusters as far as the sales. People are buying this, but the best thing about this is that they're going back and buying more. So that's the telltale sign that something's working. You need to look at collagen as a supplement that you take. It's a tasteless, odorless scoop that you put inside of a beverage. Coffee is what I like to start my day with, and I've done it for over 3 months now. It's 10 grams of biopeptide proteins. It's 5 different types of collagens from 4 premium sources. Go to healthwithdan.com and take a look at it. But this stuff works. Look at the reorders. Look at the people that are on the comments below in the videos. They all talk about how great it's been, and they're ordering more. Go to Health with Dan today and check it out yourself. Now, for the rest of the country, it's no prettier. Let's go to Texas. Remember, Texas is the greatest area to buy real estate. Well, Fort Worth, Texas had evictions up 50% this year. 50% from last year. You know, I started with February, and you had 3,900 evictions in February. And then as I researched it, you had 3,900, 3,900, 3,600, 3,800. I mean, up month after month to where you're looking at, you know, there's 45,000 evictions already this year. That is crazy, guys. Absolutely nuts when you think about those numbers. The average rent is $1,287 for a 2-bedroom place, which is free, guys. It's nothing. It's nothing. I could show you guys houses that are $6,000 for 2-bedroom places. These places, I mean, these are 4- and 5-bedroom houses right there that are rent for $9 and $10 grand a month for this stuff on the golf course. But it's inexpensive, guys. That's what I'm getting at. So when you see an abundance of evictions like this, it's because people don't have the dough. It's that simple. People are upside down. People don't have the work. People are not getting the hours. People, you know, some people would work 2 and 3 jobs just to pay their rent, but the opportunities aren't out there. And we're being told, oh, it's the best unemployment ever. And it's not. It's not, because people can't get the hours to get by, and they're borrowing money to get by. Now, there's a great site, one that I found during the pandemic, called evictionlab.org, and it's what it is it gives you the eviction stats. It's basically for real estate agents, people in the area, lenders, and places like that. But it's a nonprofit type place that puts together all these horrible statistics about evictions. But you can go city to city, state to state, and check it out. And they cover most major metropolitan areas around the country, which is staggering, okay, right now. Now, flash forward to Atlanta, Georgia. And again, the same thing. Evictions are up over 40% right now. But the thing about this that was mind-boggling is, as I started looking at the rents were like $980 a month for a 2-bedroom place. Wow, that's really cheap. That's super cheap, guys. I mean, how much is it to buy a house there if rent's that cheap? So people are behind. People that in the story that's below, you're seeing people that are $8,000 behind on rent. So basically 9-10 months behind, can't get ahead, and they're being evicted, and they've had to go to weekly motels and dilapidated places. And it's a shame, but this is going to only increase because these landlords are fed up. They're not getting paid, but they're getting pressure from everybody because they have to pay now. Now, what brought this whole video to light was this final story. And the final story is this: SeaWorld, the amusement park. It's here in San Diego, California. And from a guy who had kids that were young that we would take on vacation and go to SeaWorld, stay at the different resorts down there, and it was the best amusement park because for family value, for money, it was totally reasonable, guys. You could go there, there would be so much to do, so much to look at. There was stuff to climb on, rides. There was Shamu, you know, the whale, before they killed that, it's terrible to have a whale inside of a tank as big as a football field. Okay. And that was fun. Shamu, they had a thing called the splash zone where Shamu would go by and splash everybody that wanted to and do, like, you know, your fat uncle at the pool on, 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Greg, hop in the pool and splash us. That's what Shamu would do. And they had a splash zone for fat Uncle Greg. And it was crazy because people would go there and the kids would go and get splashed, and it was just fantastic. But it got ruined, okay? Now, during the pandemic, they had to close SeaWorld, like everything else. I mean, my conference company, they said you can't have conferences, have a nice day. So you had to close it down, and that was it. It was end of story. Now, flash forward. Last year, they reopened, okay? And, you know, they had restrictions, then there were no restrictions, and last year was a banner year. Banner year. Now, the deal with San Diego is that they have to pay rent, which is basically $10.3 million, and then they have a 3% of the sales. Well, it gets adjusted every year based on the attendance. So SeaWorld says, wait a second, you want us to pay rent while we were closed? And they're saying, yeah, we do. It's only fair that you pay your rent. And in fact, we're going to charge you interest during that time. So the city of San Diego has been threatening SeaWorld this entire time. And by the way, SeaWorld's 190 acres right of the ocean. When you drive down the Fry Freeway, it's SeaWorld Boulevard. It's fantastic. It's right off the freeway. It's like its own city of, ocean, wildlife, sharks, all that stuff. So they went and sued these guys and said, you have to pay your back rent. No exceptions. Now, I'm sitting there reading this and I go, this is kind of unfair because they were forced and they were closed during this time. And I don't think that there was money for amusement parks to sit there and get, free money to sit there and pay rent and things like that, PPP loans, and certain things worked, but not for things like that. So you think they would get kind of a deal worked out with the city of San Diego? Nope. Not only do you owe us the $10.3 million, you owe us interest, so it's 12.2 at this point. Pay us or else. And, we have a a lease between now and 2040, and if you don't pay us, this is really gonna change and damage the relationship. Well, everything's been damaged since they lost Shamu, guys. The SeaWorld is not the same. But I'm telling you, from a parent standpoint, this place was great. Food was reasonable. The knickknacks and the crap that your kids wanted, you know, the stuffed animals and the toys and all that stuff, totally inexpensive. How much is that? $3? Get 2 of them. You know what I mean? It was one of those type of things where you go to Disneyland and you need to take out a second mortgage to walk through some of those stores. So, crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy that they're going after these people for rent. Now, I have some questions, and that is, what about the Padres, okay? MLB got shut down. You know, do they have to make their commitments to the city of San Diego during this time? Did they get a waiver because they're the Padres? Answer that. What about the sports arena? That was closed during that time. Did they get a waiver too to San Diego? No. You know what I mean? Who knows? But for some reason, they're leaning on, you know, SeaWorld right now, and they sued them yesterday. So that's what brought this up. I'm like, why would they do this? What would be the point of this? They're back full force, and hey, we want to renegotiate this lease because you guys had a banner year in 2022, a record year, record attendance, and we want to negotiate based on our deal, and we want it to go up. And you know what we want to do? We want to take half the money here and half the money there, or something, some type of deal. But no, nothing that smart. Pay us or else. So people are fed up. This is happening. Have you guys been to SeaWorld? Is there another amusement park that you think is great like that? Because SeaWorld's owned by SeaWorld Inc., you know, and they're out of Florida. And I was surprised about that. But, you know, this eviction thing is just beginning. The mom and pop landlords that own property that write me, Dan, I hate this business. I want to be out of this business. I am never going to be in the landlord business again. I cannot wait to sell my properties. I know so many people that have sent me photos of them like jumping up and down in front of their rental properties that were liquidated. Bye. My wife and I are gonna not do this anymore. That's crazy. So, share your thoughts on this stuff, guys, because I'm floored by it right now.